Hello everybody and welcome to the Rolla Public Library Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. Yay! I wonder what the Magic Storytime bag has for us today. Magic Storytime bag, Magic Storytime bag. What is our story today? What are the clues that come to the top in the land of stories for us to see? Oh, let's see. What has 2 ears, a big bushy tail? We'll see them running on the ground. We'll see them in the trees. And it starts with the letter S. Squirrel. That's right. And here at the library, we have books with facts about squirrels. And this one will tell you about squirrels from around the world. Missouri isn't the only place with squirrels. There's gray squirrels, red squirrels, even flying squirrels. Now, they don't fly quite like birds, but they do have some extra skin between their arms and their body to help them glide from tree to tree. So you can learn all about those here at the library. What else do we have? Oh, our story. Ta-da! The Squirrels Who Squabbled. We need a clue for that big word. Do these squirrels look happy to you? No. They got a mouth that's turned down. Their arms are folded like they're being stubborn or they're upset. So squabbled is another word for disagree or argue. So we know this book is about squirrels who are going to disagree with each other. And the authors are Rachel Bright and Jim Field. So I think this book takes place in the fall because those look like orange big leaves. The Squirrels Who Squabbled. There's some squirrels on this page. Here and here. Are you using your eyes for watching and your ears for listening? Do you have your wiggles out? Okay. The story begins in a towering forest where summer had been. The leaves turned to gold as a cold wind blew in. And as autumn arrived with the sky raging red, the sleepiest creatures got ready for bed. While up in a tree swung a flighty young squirrel, who everyone knew as Spontaneous Cyril. They're swinging. Now most foresty folk had seen to their needs through the plentiful months of mushrooms and seeds. They'd built up their stores so they'd all be well fed through the frosting of winter that glittered ahead. But Cyril, he lived in the now and here. He'd adventured and partied his way through the year. So his cupboard was empty, his hollow was bare. He hadn't a mouthful of food anywhere. There he is partying with a raccoon and a squirrel. But now he doesn't have any food for the winter. I wonder what he's going to do. But wait, what was that? Over there, take a look. A single lone pine cone wedged in a nook. He squealed with delight, and for very good reason, for inside were the very last nuts of the season. There's the pine cone. Have you ever ate pine nuts on a pizza or on top of hummus? But Cyril wasn't alone. There were more hungry eyes. Yes, plan ahead, Bruce had his sights on the prize. Though he'd gathered fresh treasures of every sort, Bruce was convinced he was one pine cone short. Oh my goodness, look at all those pine cones, nuts, and mushrooms he's collected. I simply must have it, he wistfully cried, as he dreamt of the fresh, juicy pine nuts inside. So as Cyril set off on his way to the ground, Bruce was also less pine cone bound. They sprinted and scurried with no time to gamble. They scratched at the bark with their scampering scramble. But their panic and haste shook the tips of the spruce, and the pine cone, it trembled, and then it came loose. Both squirrels gave chase at a lightning pace. This was the start of a wild, nutty race. It's mine, shouted Cyril. No, mine, hollered Bruce. You don't stand a chance. Give up. It's no use. I'm hungry, cried Cyril. This cone is not yours. Stay back, shouted Bruce. This cone's for my store. Oh no, they lost it, and it's bouncing everywhere. It boinged over bushes and flew through the air. It beamed on the nose of a slumbering bear. It bounced over boulders and came to a stop. Then teetered and wobbled and quivered and on the cliff edge, teetered and wobbled and quivered and plop. Both squirrels followed. Oh, the water was fast. Would they learn that they needed each other at last? But each was intent on how he could win, so they didn't quite notice a bird swooping in. Bird swoops in. Cyril and Bruce, they watched in dismay as their cone disappeared up, 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 and away. Well, the bird took it. Come back, shouted Cyril. There are nuts, exclaimed Bruce, but all hope was gone. It was simply no use. And meanwhile they drifted right up to the ledge. Greed, it was driving them over the edge. Oh no, they went over the waterfall. Cyril and Bruce, they had taken a fall. They were paying the price for wanting it all. They'd squandered their chances to team up and share. Would their nutty young hopes simply end in despair? What do you think? How will this problem be solved of having enough food for both of them? Bruised and bedraggled, they swept past dry land. Cyril grabbed a branch with a trembling hand. Oh yeah, before they have enough food for the winter, they gotta get out of that water, don't they? It looks like now they're helping each other. Catching Bruce with the other, he heaved and he huffed and pulled him to safety with panting and puffs. They dragged themselves up with sputtering wriggles. Then Bruce looked at Cyril and exploded in giggles. How silly we are, he managed to mutter. How greedy we've been, he proclaimed with a sputter. We shall change from today. May the squabbling cease. We should celebrate, seeing we're both in one piece. Oh, that's a big feast. Yum. From that day and forward, they made a great pair. They would gather together and found they could share. Yes, Cyril and Bruce, they knew in the end. The best thing to share is a laugh with your friend. The end. Well, thank you so much for being here for story time. And I hope to see you soon at the library where we have lots of fun activities. And, oh, you'll get to do a squirrel craft. So when you come in, make sure you pick up your grab and go bag. Bye. See you next time.